Hello YouTube, this is YagTiger2 again. I'm doing a little video response to Mr. Kegler's what it means to be a prepper type video. And this is sort of how to set your house up to be SHTF resistant. You can't do it proof because there's no such thing. What you see here in this picture below the plastic barrel are two window well containers, tubs you might call them. These devices can be buried by the windows that he was having in his basement and bolted to the house, and you can put inside brackets to these and then bolt a cover plate on top of that to keep people from getting in and out. So until you need it, you can still leave the top piece off and have light and air coming through those vent windows down in the basement. As we continue over here, we'll come around my trailer and we'll look at the front of my house. As you can see, I have some nice windows and a chimney, of course. That's always handy if you have a house that's got a chimney, because you can always rig something up to keep you warm. The porch is kind of dilapidated, but it was like that when I got here, so I had to worry about it. My basement has rather large window wells. As you can see, I'm going to zoom in here real quick. They involve cement blocks that are planted in there. They're a little harder to take out than some of these window well things, but they work just as well. To protect this window, I would simply use, like he was suggesting, a piece of plywood, and over that plywood I'd put some heavy expanded metal screen. There's two. One of them is totally flat and about 1/8 inch thick, and the other it's stretched and they kind of have a waffle pattern. Both on the outside of that plywood will help you keep people from coming into your house when you don't want them to. To hold them to your house, I suggest using something like these. This is known as a carriage or stove bolt with a fender washer and a wing nut for the inside. This is a little shorter than what you'll need, because you probably need something closer to 5 to 6 inches in length, depending on how thick your outer wall is. Sometimes you'll have to get up to 8 inches in length. These things will be the most spendy thing you have for your protection of your house if you get the rest of your stuff from a junkyard or at a construction site, because a lot of times you'll find pieces of plywood and that OSB wafer board in the window size for little or nothing at construction sites. They'll just give it away just so you haul it off. Now I'm going to zoom back. And we'll continue. In a real SHTF situation, you'd probably want to have a lot of polypropylene bags and stack them at least to the top of that piece of wood there, 3 deep, and at least 2 deep above that up to the windows. This will protect your house from any ornery types that decide they won't have whatever you might have inside the house, because 2 layers of sandbags pretty much will stop most small caliber weapons. As I said, most. Armor piercing rounds from something like a M1A battle rifle will tend to go through at least 2 bags of that stuff, especially if you're using armor piercing rounds. And if you have anything heavier duty than personal weapons, you're pretty much SOL anyway. If that's the case, that's why you have a bug out bag. Anyway, I thought I'd cover some of this stuff. As you can see on the front of my yard, I don't know if you can zoom, I'm going to zoom in. I've got a rock wall I've been putting up around the front of the yard, and while that's not really helping a whole lot at the current stage of the construction, by the time it's finished it'll be about 6 feet high and provide you with more protection from anybody that wants to come across. Somebody else in the comment section mentioned something about barbed wire. Rolls of barbed wire are very handy, especially if you uncoil them slightly and you put them on cross braces. That's basically 2x4s set in an X with another 2x4 between the two X's to kind of hold them upright. This is the sort of thing they did in World War I and World War II to slow down the enemy when they're deciding to take a fortified position. Houses protected by that on top of your fence line or just inside your fence line will tend to discourage most of the SHTF predators who decide they might want to have whatever you have. My final solution, I'm not going to show it to you, but inside my house, if I have to bug out, I'm going to do pretty much a Burt Gummer thing, and I've got that rigged so if I have to leave and abandon all my food supplies and such, no one else is getting them because I've stored my gasoline next to it. All I got to do is set the electronic or mechanical trail off, and everything I've stored goes up in flames. So if I can't have it, I'm not going to let anybody else have it either. So I better let you go. You guys take care, and not that I don't share, but I'm not going to share involuntarily. You guys take care. Jag Tiger 2 out.